guys, Joebizz34 back again, and look what I have here. A very, very interesting figure, I might say. Now, I don't have my tripod today. I didn't have time to set it up, so I'm going to try to keep the video as steady as possible that people have gotten used to now that I've been using it, and this nice little turntable for display. But I wanted to just quickly review this figure from Sideshow Collectibles. Which is the 1/6 scale General Grievous from representing mainly, I guess, from Revenge of the Sith, but you can also say, I guess, Clone Wars and every other medium that, you know, he's been used in. He was introduced on film in Return of the Sith Episode 3. And I always said that, you know, my rule of thumb is I don't collect prequel Star Wars figures, and it's not saying that I'm a hater. I definitely don't like the prequels as much as the original trilogy, but there are some things about the prequels I like in certain characters. So I always said that I would break the rule on certain guys, like this one, and this being one, Jango Fett, possibly, even though he's technically a Boba Fett wannabe. But I did like Jango Fett, and I like Darth Maul. So, you know, with those characters, I could see myself owning a figure. Now, sorry, I just straightened myself out in the seat. This figure is an accomplishment. Okay, so as I was saying, my battery died again on this stupid camera. There's his face, his eyes, which I think is, I'm going to get really close here, see if I can. Okay, there we go. Now the eyes definitely have those Grievous eyes that like a reptilian, or, you know, you could definitely tell there's something organic going on underneath there. Just like you see on the box there, which I'll, okay, not quite as detailed as that. And I know there's been people already modding the eyes and repainting it. And to be honest with you, the one thing about this figure is it really doesn't need a whole lot of work, as far as my opinion. The weathering, there is weathering there in the armor. You know, you can't really pick it up maybe totally on camera. I'll try again to zoom in. If you look on his helmet, you could see there's scuff marks and there is weathering, almost like a marble-like texture. And I think that since he has a very unique body, I mean, the body is all unique for this figure. There's nothing here that is really a humanoid body or could be used by Sideshow from another figure. It's not like they could recycle a body and say, hey, we'll use the body we did for Vader and use it on Grievous. You can't, because he's completely unique. He's got his own skeleton-like robotic body, very articulated, and, you know, it had to be made from scratch in order to pull off this figure. I mean, let's face it. So, other than maybe re-weathering it further, like if somebody wasn't happy with the weatherings, and maybe touching up the eyes, which some people are doing, I personally am not bothered by the eyes enough to even care. I think they look cool. But I understand if some people want to work on the eyes more and kind of make it look a little more realistic or maybe a little more screen accurate. But, you know, once you're done with, you know, really you're only talking painting with this figure. There's nothing you can articulate, I mean, not articulate, excuse me. There's nothing really more to mod to it. Unless you don't like the cape or something, I don't know. But the cape is beautiful. It snaps into place. It comes separate in the box, which is behind there. Comes that beautiful artwork on the inside there. Okay, which is a scene from the film, or, you know, or an artwork basically from the film where he's standing on top of a bunch of clone troopers, which is very cool. Okay, and he's holding the lightsabers. And, you know, I think the figure overall, I will say right now, it's a great accomplishment for Sideshow. The figure is very cool, very tall. I mean, I have him crouched down like this, okay, and I mimicked other people that have been getting him in really cool poses. And, you know, I think the other thing is not just to make him shorter, you know, not to crouch him to make him look cool, but to make him shorter because he's so tall. There's no way he would fit in a DTOF or something like that standing upright. The guy is the size of, like, the Hulk, all right? The Hulk figure. He's, like, 17 inches tall. We measured it in the store, which I got from Matt, by the way, and here's his plug quick. Unmasked Collectibles is where I got him from. Thanks again to Matt. You know, I paid less than, it's not the exclusive, but I did get it less than paying on Sideshow's site. And there's his address again, as you could see. I don't know if it's completely, there we go, 89 Main Street, Millburn, New Jersey. See, there's his phone number. There's his website, and he's got a Twitter. Let me make sure it's clear enough that you guys can see. I mean, you've seen this before in my other videos. He's got a Facebook and Twitter account. And his name is Matt. It's really cool. So he's got, I think, maybe one left or so of these in stock. If you want one, go grab it from him if you're local. He'll even ship it to you. So, you know, it's weird because my first thought when I opened this figure in the store was like, oh my God, this figure is fragile, and I'm worried about breaking it. And I posted in the General Grievous thread on the Sideshow forums that I was thinking of selling him already. And it really isn't anything against the figure itself. I think the figure is fantastic. You know, he's tall, he's got the right, I mean, the height is in order here. He's taller than Vader, and people complain about Vader's height. This figure is taller, but it's called for because he was very tall in the movie. He's mostly robotic. He's a machine for the most part, and you know, he crouched a lot, and that's what made him appear a little shorter because he would always walk in a crunch, you know, like in a hunch, hunched over basically with his cough. So, you know, having him in this kind of pose is kind of realistic, you know, for him. Very cool. And with the 4 sabers, you know, you get the 4 sabers lit and unlit, and they're magnetized, so they stick. It helps stick to the hand. So all you have to do is put the fingers around it, and he pretty much, you know, holds in place, which is kind of cool. Makes life a lot easier as far as posing. Now he comes with these arms out of the box. This is just like the single arms, okay? And then the spider arms, or the 4, you know, the 2 arms each for 4 total, come separately. So you have to pop it off at the tip of the joint. This is the piece that goes into the torso. Don't pull it from here, because I started to make that mistake. You got to pull it from here and get it out. If it gives you a little trouble, heat it up with a hairdryer a little bit, soften it up, yank them out, and then these arms pop right into the place, and then you got the 4-arm look, which, come on, if you want to pose them looking cool, you know, how do you not use the 4 arms as opposed to the 2? He comes with the sabers lit and unlit, like I said, and the unlit and lit sabers all have magnetized hilts so that, you know, they can stick to his hand easily. It also comes with the grappling stick, which I'll show you here, that other weapon he used and his droids use. Okay, so there's the box, take it out. Okay, on top, this is actually on top of the box, which is weird. When you open the box, see, there's the front. This is above the figure. The figure is laying in foam, which is this part of the box here. I'll show you. Okay, so when you open the figure, he's laying in there. And very important, Matt pointed this out to me, and I'll pass this guys on to you if anybody hasn't opened it yet. There's foam pieces that appear like that, and the figure is inside there. And what Sideshow says is to remove these pieces out of the box first. Okay, so you got the figure laying there like that. Then you go and you take the figure out. If you try to pull the figure out with these pieces still sitting in there, you might have a problem, okay? And you might break something. I would imagine that this spot here is, if you got the exclusive from Sideshow, I would think that they have the extra head in there, the battle damage head, which, to be honest with you, it really just looks like the same thing, just painted with a little scuff and a little black paint there. So I wasn't really too worried about it. I was preferring to save the money in this case. And if you do have the exclusive, this piece comes right off with a magnet. See, it's held on like that, okay? And the eyes do look really cool, and they illuminate when the light passes through. And I saw another review, I think his name is Optimus, or it's the guy that does reviews officially for Sideshow, and he was talking about this, and it really is a shame that you can't get this kind of like illuminated look with the eyes while it's on, you know, because that would make it look a lot more menacing. And how about the sabers? I mean, I can't do it because I don't have enough. I have just enough. I have 1 green cathode saber, and I do have 2 or 3 blue. But you really need 2 of each color. No red, because he doesn't kill Sith. He only kills Jedis. But if I had enough cathode sabers, I would definitely use that right now, because this thing screams cathode sabers. If you had enough cathode sabers to display with this guy, which I'm sure there's going to be somebody out there that's going to do it, this thing would look fantastic holding 4 lit up cathode sabers. Man, I'm tempted. I might go, if I keep this figure, I might hunt for more of them to get that. So anyway, there's the hilts. Okay, these are where the lit up ones went in, and there's the gun that Obi-Wan used to kill him that they give you. Okay, the blaster. And here's that other electronic staff thing that has the pink electricity things on each end. I don't know what you call it, like a staff. So you could have him pose, you know, holding that as well. But honestly, I think this represents more of his guards, more so than him himself. But whatever. I like him better with the sabers. It does, as you could see, you can get him to stand, okay? If you take the time to pose him and find that sweet spot, it's hard. He doesn't stand easily, but as you can see, I did accomplish a stance that balanced him. Once you find that center of gravity and you mess with his feet and legs, he stands very well on his own. I mean, he will tip. I mean, if I push him, he's not going to, like, resist that. He will fall. But as you saw earlier, when I had the turntable moving, he did stay standing, and I didn't need to stand. But they do give you a stand that you can use to help support him. I guess if you want to put him in a position that's a little harder for him to stand on his own. And if you notice, it's a very flexible stand. Check this out. It goes back and forth, and you could swivel it like that and go side to side. So that's pretty cool. It's a little awkward because, again, he doesn't have a typical figure body, where, you know, it's not as obvious where you put the crotch part. It's a little awkward. But again, if I was to, let's say, like, leave him like this posed, I wouldn't need the stand. I mean, he stands fine, and he's not going anywhere unless you push him. The cape is beautiful. Again, it clips right on the bottom of his head. You can tilt and turn the head. You got to be a little careful. There is a little resistance there because there's like cabling and wires there that are flexible so that you can bend them, but a little restrictive. And in this arm here, if you notice, you can extend it out. So it has these like pistons here that arch out so to extend his arms. See, which is kind of cool. But I don't think these arms have it. I haven't really looked, but you know, once again, you don't really need them when you have these arms in play and pose like this. He looks fine just like that. Very flexible. Now my time is almost up with this with the 10-minute mark on my camera, so I'm going to come back and finish this video up. But I am going to declare this video right now, as I say, this figure is definitely top shelf quality. All right, guys. So yeah, he's top shelf quality. He's definitely, whether you want to mod him a little bit or not, it really, you know, he really is a great figure. And I'm speaking very objectively here because, like I said, I wasn't even sure if I was going to keep the figure, and that's just for personal taste. It's not a knock against the figure at all. I did go in the General Grievous thread and the mod thread and said, hey, you know, I may sell him. So if anybody's interested, PM me, because when I first got him, when I first looked at him, it was a little overwhelming. He's tall, he's bulky. But at the same time, he feels fragile, but yet he's durable. It's a strange figure. I even told Matt, I said, this is like the strangest figure I've ever owned, and it's just so weird. And the price point is pretty high on this guy. And at first you think to yourself, you know, why is he so expensive? But then if you really think about it, he's all custom made. I mean, the body had to be made from scratch for this guy. There's no recycling or reusing bodies or parts with this guy. It's all unique and all made fresh, you know, and because, I mean, there's really no way around it. This is it. You know, look at him there. I got him crouched. And really, you know, the way he could pose and the way, I mean, you could probably get the spider pose out of him. I mean, he's very flexible and bendable, and he's more durable than he appears. But he does, but you got to be careful, because I do think that if you get a little too anxious, or if you do try to put him in a position that maybe resists a little bit, there may be a risk of breaking something. So just, you know, take your time, be patient, pose him, you know, patiently, and try and just see where the joints bend in a lot of different places, okay? So you're not going to have a problem posing him. You just got to take your time and make sure that where you put your pressure points, you don't accidentally snap something or break something off. But overall, like I said, he's very flexible, so he is more durable than he comes off. And I'm, you know, like I said, people follow me on the channel now, and you know, at first I was like, you know, I think I'm going to sell him. I may not even do the review, but you know what? I feel like enough people like to hear what I have to say at this point, so I figured, you know, let me do a review on this guy. Let me give my thoughts, because, you know, speaking from neutral position, whether I keep the figure or not, it doesn't take away the fact that this is an awesome figure, okay? And if you're into this character and you're into the movie, this is the best 1/6 scale action figure of this character to date. There's no doubt about it. And I definitely recommend him. I mean, the price point is high. But if you go to another retailer, if you don't care about the exclusive, you know, you can get him for a little less. And save a little money, and considering that he's all new, all unique, the body is completely constructed from head to toe to be General Grievous, so I think that's why the money is there. He comes with cool accessories, he comes with a lot of lightsabers, he comes with the extra arms, he comes with the stand, the box is huge. So I think, you know, if you consider all that, if you take all that into consideration, and all the work that went into making this figure, that is why he costs what he cost. And I'll show you, like, again, I mean, like you could see here, you could turn it, I mean, look, you can see like it bends, like it looks like, again, that it would be fragile, but it's not. It does have a lot of flexibility. You can do a 360 and turn the hands all the way around. See? Look at that. I'm going all the way around. So you could pose the lightsaber upside down or forward or up or, you know, sideways. So, like I said, there is a lot of, You could bend the arm that way. See? There's a lot of flexibility with this figure. A lot of articulation. So I got to give credit where credit is due, regardless of whether I keep it or not. Okay? And I got to be honest with you, he looks really awesome posed like this, and if I can find space on my shelf, he may just stick around. And if he sticks around, I think I'm going to get some cathode sabers. I think I'm going to invest in time and get maybe some more cathode sabers, because with the light up cathode sabers in him, holy God, this would definitely take the figure to another level. But anyway, you know, that's it. That's the 1/6 scale General Grievous by Sideshow Collectibles. Again, I think Sideshow is raising the bar. Between their Darth Vader and this, I think they definitely have taken their figures to the next level. You know, whether people think it's perfect or not, or whether you have to make mods or whatever, you know, there's always people that are going to, you know, feel that way, and that's fine. That's their right. You know, what you're getting out of the box is definitely better than what Sideshow produced in the past, and I think they're getting there, man. They're getting to that Hot Toys type quality. I really feel that way. I mean, unfortunately, so are the prices, but at least you're getting something that feels like there's a lot more thought and effort put into the figure. And, you know, you close my eyes and open it and say, who made this? My first thought might be Hot Toys. You know, I might say Hot Toys or Enterbay or something. And it's Sideshow, man. Sideshow is raising their game more and more. And this figure is another example of that. So, anyway, that's my review. Top shelf quality for sure. Cool figure. You're going to dish out some bucks, but if you love this character, it's definitely worth it. And, you know, maybe with a little modding or a little extra stuff you want to add to him, like those cathode sabers I was mentioning, man, you can even bring the figure to a whole nother level. And I don't think it would be that much work to do that. So go get him if you want him. All right? Till next time, guys, this is Joebizz34. Peace out, man.